lovely dears, welcome to this new Italian tutorial. This tutorial will be about how to conjugate the regular verbs in the present. First of all, let's say that what in English you call present, in Italian we call it presente indicativo. So the presente indicativo has the same uses as the presente in English, mostly. In Italian we have also other kinds of present tense. For example, we had the presente congiuntivo, but there is a difference with the presente indicativo. And I will talk about difference between congiuntivo, indicativo, so what we call modi. I will talk about this in another tutorial. So in this tutorial we will focus on how to conjugate the verb in the present. Now what I will do, I will go through every person, so the first person singular, the second person singular, and so on. And for every person I will show which desinenza you have to add for each other conjugations. I talked about desinenza and about conjugation in the previous tutorial, which I will link in the description below. So, starting with the first person singular. So, what in Italian is io, I. Now, the desinenza that you add for all the three conjugations is o. So, you pick the root and you add o. So, for example, for the first conjugation, let's use the verb cantare, to sing. Now, are goes away, you have cant, that is your root. What you do, you add o for the first person singular. So, io canto is I sing. Now, for the second conjugation, let's use the verb vedere, to see. Now, ere goes away, you have ved, your root, and you add o. So, io vedo is I see. Now, for the third conjugation, let's use the verb partire, so to leave. So, ire goes away, you have part, which is your root, and you add o. So, io parto is I leave. Now, going to the second person singular, the desinenza that you add for all the three conjugation is I. So, for the first conjugation, so I will keep using the same verbs, but anyway, for the first conjugation, you sing is tu canti. So the root cant, you add I, and you have tu canti, you sing. For the second conjugation, it becomes tu vedi. So the root ved plus I becomes tu vedi, and it means you see. For the third conjugation, you leave is tu parti. So part, the root, plus I desinenza becomes tu parti. So tu is you, of course. Now, going to the third person singular, so egli o ella in Italian, so he or she. What you add, there is a slight difference between the conjugation. So, for the first conjugation, the desinenza that you add is a. So, he or she sings is egli o ella canta. So, cant, root plus a, desinenza, canta. For the second and the third conjugation, the desinenza that you add is not a, is e. So, for the second conjugation, vedere, becomes vede. So the root ved plus desinenza vede. Egli o ella, he or she, vede, sì. Now, for the third conjugation, so you still have to use like with the second one. And so, root part plus becomes parte. So, he or she leaves is egli o ella, parte. Now, let's go to the first person plural. What you add for the first person plural to all of the conjugation is iamo. So the desinenza is iamo. So, for example, for the first conjugation, we sing is noi, which means we, cantiamo. So the root cant plus iamo becomes cantiamo. For the second conjugation, it becomes noi vediamo. So root ved plus iamo becomes vediamo. For the third conjugation, we leave is noi partiamo. So the root part plus iamo becomes partiamo. Now, for the second person plural, so for you plural, there is a difference between the conjugations, because for the first conjugation, the desinenza that you add is ate. So you plural sing is voi, which means you plural, cantate. So root cant plus ate becomes cantate. For the second conjugation, what you add is ete. So the desinenza is ete. So you plural si becomes voi vedete, so ved root plus ete becomes vedete. Now for the third conjugation, what you add is ite. So you, the plural leave, becomes voi partite. So root part plus ite. So as you may see, the second person plural is different for all the conjugations. Now, going to the third person plural. So today, what you add for the first conjugation is ano. So you do root cant plus ano becomes cantano. So they sing is essi or esse, which means they, cantano. Now, for the second and for the third conjugation, what you add is ono. So if you want to say they see, what you do is root ved plus ono becomes vedono. For the third conjugation, you pick the root, so part, plus ono, and becomes partono. So they leave is essi o esse, partono. Now, as you may also have noticed, there is also a slight difference in the stress. How does it work? As you may have noticed, is usually right before the desinenza, so it's usually at the end of the root. So cantano or vedono, partono, so it's right before. But when you go to the first and second person plural, so to we and to you plural, the stress goes a little ahead. So it's not at the end of the root, but it's at the beginning of the desinenza. So, for example, we sing is cantiamo. So it's io canto, tu canti, egli canta, first, second, and third. Then noi cantiamo, voi cantate is first and second plural. You see the stress goes a little ahead. And then cantano. So for the third plural it goes again back. So actually in few words, for we and for you plural, you have to remember to put a little the stress ahead. Now there are three important things also to know about the conjugation of the present in Italian. First of all, that the verbs of the third conjugation, so ire, the verbs in ire, they are actually divided into groups. So you have the verbs like partire, like dormire, which works in the way that I just showed. So the root plus the desinenza regularly, so that you add regularly. But there is also a second group that only in the present and actually not for all the persons, but it add also an isk part. So they add also this small isk part. Like finire, so to finish, to end, or like capire, to understand. Capire goes io capisco. Io capisco. So capire, actually you would expect, okay, ire goes away, I have cap, would you add o? No, doesn't become capo, becomes capisco. So you have also to add this isk part. Then tu capisci. So you add ishi. And actually the sound changes because of what is after the sk part. Because for the first person is o, so you have sco. For the second person is she, because you have a i. Actually I explained how also these kind of sounds work in Italian in another tutorial, and I will also link this in the description below. But anyway, so going to the third person singular for this second group of the third conjugation, so with capire, for example, the third person is capisce. So I don't only add the e, but add also sk. Now, the first and the second person plural, so we and you plural, actually don't add anything. So goes regularly, noi capiamo, voi capite. Then they, you have again the isk part and becomes essi o esse capiscono. So, and actually for these verbs it happens only in the present. So for example, capire, if you go to another tense like imperfecto, it doesn't add anything. It's this sk part, they add it only in the presente indicativo. Now, so this is the first thing. Second thing, we have some verbs then that end in iare, like mangiare, to eat. Now, what happens with these verbs that at the first person plural, so we, what you would expect, mangiare, that are goes away, so you have mangi, then you have to add iamo, so you say, okay, now what happens to e? No, you have just one. So what you do, you just keep one I. So it becomes mangiamo. So actually there's nothing difficult, it's just not what you would expect. But now, going to the third thing, so to the last thing, in Italian we have also some verbs that end in care or gare, like giocare, so to play. Now what happens? So that you have this sound k or g, and you have to keep it during the conjugation of the present. Just that is difficult with the second person singular and with the first person plural. So when you have e, because for the second person singular you have e, you have to add e, and for the first person plural you have to add iamo. And so if you have C or G plus E, it becomes chi, G. It's not ki or gi. So you don't have the k or the g sound anymore. So what do? You add an H. Actually, to summarize, when you have verbs like giocare, so in care of gare, what you have to do is to add an H at the end of the root for the second person singular, so for the you singular, and for the first person plural, for we. So for example, giocare is io gioco, without H, tu giochi with an H, because without an H it will become gioci. So you don't keep the sound anymore if you don't have the H. So, egli gioca, you don't need the H. Noi giochiamo, there you need the H. Otherwise you have giochiamo, so you don't have the original sound anymore. Then, voi giocate, you don't need the H. And essi o esse giocano, here you don't need the H. This is actually mostly for sound reason, so for a reason of sounds. And I explained about how some sounds work in Italian. I will link the tutorial in the description below. So that's it for this tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed it, even though it was quite a bit technical, but actually the conjugation of the present is the basis when you want to learn a language, or at least also mostly also when you want to learn Italian. And so, but please, if you like it, please give it a thumb up, and please subscribe to my channel if you like my tutorials. Feel free to post any comment or any question, or also any request for any particular topic. Well, I'm always open to suggestions. Thanks for watching, and see you next tutorial. Ciao ciao!